Hi, thank you.
Thank you for your voice time.
Yeah, great.
Just to plunge in, we from Roots Time, we know you from the EBC in 2018 and 19, because you were in the Azores to represent your country.
That's right.
For the Blues Challenge. But what do you know about Belgium?
Well, this is my second time here, and this is my first time playing with my band here, and it's my second time here. We came. I came with some friends to play at a friend's wedding a while ago. Like, it was my first time getting out of Portugal to play somewhere, actually. So that was fun. That was over 10 years ago, and it's very good to be here and playing such a beautiful festival.
You know some Belgian musicians too.
Well, I've met some. Yeah, I've met some of the guys at Blues Challenge, from the last couple of years. And yeah, it's great to be here. It's such a nice country.
When somebody asks you to present yourself, to introduce yourself, what would you say?
Well,
that you're a musician.
I'm a musician, a guitarist, singer, songwriter, and I play blues rock.
Yeah.
And
when did it all start? Was it because of your youth, because of your environment that you decided to become a musician? No.
Well, that too, yeah. I was pretty young when I first picked up a guitar. I was about 9 years old when I picked up like a little acoustic guitar, and when I was even younger, when I was about 4 years old, my uncle showed me Nirvana, and that I really got a kick out of listening to that first album of them. Well, actually, never mind that. The very big album, and it all started there. Then, as I got a little older, when I was 13, I think I started picking up some guitar lessons, and I started with the electric guitar. And by the time I was 15, I was playing in bands, and I've done this my whole life. So I'm very thankful.
In a way, you were destined to become a musician.
I guess.
Who are you influenced by? You named Nirvana.
Well, yeah, I was first when I was younger, I would listen mostly to like rock music and heavier music. Then I think when I got to Led Zeppelin and Jimi Hendrix, I started coming back until I got to Robert Johnson eventually. It's a nice ride to do when you start. When you're young and you listen to a lot of rock music, and you don't really know where it comes from, But then at a certain point, you start, listening to some stuff like Zeppelin and Hendrix, and you really can, if you listen closely, can really see a heritage there, something that comes from the roots of the blues, and that's still influencing most of popular music today. So it's very cool to do that journey backwards, You've
always been a blues rock artist.
Yeah, mostly. Actually, there was a certain point. I was studying in London. I got a scholarship to study at a music school in London, and just a few months after I moved, I went to this cool club called the Borderline, and I saw Philip Sace there, the blues rock guy. And that really clicked, I was when I moved to London, I was like, yeah, I want to know what I want to do with my life, what I want to do with my music. And when I saw the guy there playing with a power trio, and really mixing the rock and the blues things, I was like, yeah, this really moves me. I want to do this. And so 10 years after, we're here.
Like you told us, you're from Portugal. From the beautiful south coast of Portugal.
Yes, I love it there.
From a difficult name for me,
Albufeira.
Albufeira.
Yes.
Did the place where you lived influence you also as a musician?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I started.
Was there a music scene or people that helped you?
There's a lot of tourism in Albufeira. A lot of people go there for holidays, and so there's a lot of bars that have a lot of clients to entertain, right? Like live music. So I was doing that for a long time, playing in the bars there, and that was really one of my. That was really a school for me, to play like 3, 4, 5 nights a week. Actually, with these guys, we did it for a long time as well. With a drummer, with João, I've been playing with them for 13 years, I think. So since I was very young, and then with Luís, eventually we did this power trio when I came back from London. and we played the bars there until quite recently. And it was, we'd be playing 2-3 times a week. And would really be getting tighter as a band. So that was it was like a workshop for us. We'd go there to really rehearse and really get tight and really get this going.
You said you are a singer-songwriter.
Yes.
When do you write your songs? Do you have specific moments that you said, no, I have enough in my head to write it down, or is it a process that you...
There's never, there's not a rule for it. It's kind of when it comes. Eventually you have to put your time into it. You just have to sit down with a pen and paper and with a guitar and stuff, or whatever. The song can come from anywhere. I can be in a car and maybe a lyric idea or a riff idea comes and I record it to my phone. The thing that happens to me a lot is that I record a lot of ideas all the time, but sometimes it takes me a while to write a whole song. Then I have them all stored in my phone or in a piece of paper or something, and eventually what I do is after, let's say, 6 months of putting some ideas down, I'll sit down with all of them and start making sense of them. So I might go without writing a whole song for 6 months, and then I sit down one day and I write 5 songs. So it's kind of how it works for me.
At the end of the show today, you said that was a new song.
Well, no, it was.
Was a new one?
Yeah. Well, it was. We played, I think, 3 songs that are going to be on the next EP. That's going to come out next month.
Yes,
and
until today, you have released 1 EP.
Yeah.
2014, Alive Again, and 2 albums.
That's right.
So we can expect a new one
next month. We'll have an EP out. There's a single out already. It's an acoustic song, so I don't play it in this kind of environment. I rather play them in clubs and theaters. I play acoustic. Yeah, I really enjoy that. I just find that in these sort of environments it gets lost a little bit. So I usually I tend not to do it in this sort of environments. But I'm very proud of this new single. It's out. The video for it's going to be out next month as well. And yeah, the new EP is very much. It's actually more roots, like the name of your website. We really go to the roots of blues and some acoustic music. It's quite different from everything I've done until now. Yeah.
Your last album, Cosmic Attraction, was produced by Buda Buedes.
That's right, Buda Gedge, yeah.
For your new album, the same producer? Or?
That's right, yeah. He's been producing my last 3 albums with this one. He mixed. I recorded and sort of produced my first EP myself. I borrowed some mics and some stuff from friends, and we had a place where we used to rehearse, and we just did it there. But then with that first EP, I sent it to Buda, and he mixed it. So
he's the blues guru of
yeah, kind of Portugal. Yeah. They've got a band, Buda Power Blues. They're really good.
Did you got some advices from him?
Absolutely, all the time.
Vitor?
All the time, yeah. We speak a lot about all sorts of different things, and we really really get stuff from each other all the time by just talking about different things. It's really important to have someone that you can trust and you can really exchange some ideas.
Listen to you.
Absolutely, yeah.
You're a rather young artist, I can say. I think that you have still a lot of open items on your what we call bucket list.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you tell us something about things that you surely want to do?
Absolutely, yeah. I'd love to be touring Europe more, really doing good stuff like this. The more the better. I'd be very happy to be doing a lot of this, and it's thankfully it's starting to grow for us. We just did a Spanish tour, and we're here now, and hopefully with this new EP we're going to get to more places, and so that's surely one thing. And I'm starting to produce and record myself as well. So that's a very fun thing for me. For the last year or so, I've been like totally into that. It's the learning curve of that. It's been really like steep, and sometimes it's hard to really get those things right, because it's very technical and because it's very artistic at the same time, and you really have to combine both. And I'm producing bands, so I'm starting to be the one to give people advice sometimes, and it's very fun, you know, and really makes me happy to be doing a lot of different things.
I always say there's this thing of hearing.
Oh yeah,
You hear some things, but maybe we hear it another way. So
sure, yeah.
it's a difficult process, I think.
I guess, yeah. It's when you're a musician, you hear things differently. I do try to. A lot of times when I just sit down to listen to music, I try not to think too much about it. Still, you know, I try to feel it. If it touches me, it's then it's really then I'm really it's really then I'm a fan. If it touches me emotionally, but you know, when you're recording and when you're producing, you have to think about it a little bit as well. You know, of the way it makes you feel, but also of the way things kind of make sense.
Do you still have some free time? Things that you do when you're not busy with the music?
Well, summertime in Portugal looks a little different than this. We have more sun in the south, so, and we have the sea. So I just love to go out in the sea and do some canoeing, you know, some kayaking. I like that, and just, you know, I've got a couple other things that I like to do.
Okay, before I ask my last question, tonight, today on the you see your guys, the best man, the best player, and the drummer. You're always playing with the same guys?
Mostly, yes. Yeah, we've been playing together, as I said. Yeah, we started in the bars 8 years ago, 9 years ago, 7, 8 years ago, and we've been doing this for like 5 years. From the first EP on, they've always been with me.
Always the same.
Most of the times, yeah. Sometimes we get when they can't do it, I'll get someone else. But yeah,
your drummer, he impressed me.
Is like, yeah, he's very much into his power drumming. I like that.
I have a last question. It's a question not from me, but I got it from our friend Guy. He's sitting over there.
Right.
You look like a Zappa.
Yeah, I've had that conversation a couple of times.
Yeah. Are you also a fan of the Zappa songs, or a die-hard fan? I don't know.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm a die-hard fan. I've really.
You love his music.
I like his music. I really love his music, and I've spent a lot of time also. He was not only a great musician, a genius musician, I should say, and like the hardest working man in the business, it seemed. But he was also a great thinker. So I've spent a lot of time listening to him on interviews and on some debates when he was debating some stuff in Senate, and I've listened to all of those and I've seen all of those, and I just think he was such an intelligent guy and such a genius musician.
So he helps you thinking,
I guess. Hopefully.
Mr. Vitor Bacalhau, that were my questions. I thank you again for your time.
Thank you so much, and thank
I
you for your support.
You can conquer Europe in a few days, in a few months, and we hope to see you again.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you a lot.